it's not often that you get the chance to come fish the Gamtoos, a really infamous spot under the anglers, especially when you're looking for carp and sharks, the big bronze whalers and reggies, and several other species. And with me today, I've got Joshua Herbst. His dad, a very well-capped Protea angler, and so is Josh on his fifth selection now, under 21. Protea or Springbok angler in South Africa. And he's joined us for the day to show us the ropes here on Gamtoos. And what do you think? What does it look like?
We should get a few edible fish swimming around here, but sea's a little bit up. Gamtoos can be a very hit or miss place, so hopefully we go tight and we get it a hit.
Oh, well, we'll give it a good shot. We've got the bait, we brought the tackle, now we just need to net some mullet and get it out and see, eh?
That's it.
And I don't think anything further looks better than this. Yeah. Well, let's get cracking. Beats the...
What I've done here is I've cut off the side of the gill plate for more blood in the water. So the more blood, the faster you get a pickup. I'm just building some fillets, a nice mushy fillet bait. It's still frozen, so it only starts shaping once it starts thawing. I'm just securing it with a stronger cotton, and then again I'll shape it with a latex. Being elastic, it shapes bait very nicely to hold it in place. I'm using a dingle dangle, so it's important to keep your clip open. Yeah, I want to add a little bit of a yellowtail fillet as well. Stick it on the side, like so. And I'm waiting for the tide to turn. Then I want to throw this bait into this gutter, because currently what's happening is you've got a massive surge because it's getting closer to low tide. So with our first baits we put out, which were slide baits, it washed all the way right as this water surges and sucks out of this gutter. As soon as the tide turns, the surge will reduce and we'll have that little window before it starts pushing too hard, where your bait will lie still, and hopefully one of those bronzies or maybe a big reggie will come past and get a chance to swallow your bait. Well, that's a fairly white bait. I'm using a Demon Circle from Mustard, 12-0. Not very big, probably about 10-20 kilos, if that. Giving quite a good fight over the lip there with the surge at the Gamtoos.
this yellowtail's got so much oil and that in it, that over here when there's a lot of wash in that, you need a bait to stay quite long in the water. So that's why we prefer to use a yellowtail head. It's got lots and lots of oil and blood inside of it. So that's what I threw last time, lost the fish on it, but hopefully I'll land this one.
Now that's what we came here for. That feels like a proper fish. This drag is very tight. And it's quite a bit of line. That's what we want. Now the drag doesn't look very tight because it's so smooth. On this dogfight, it's really one of the features that stands out is how smooth this drag. Doesn't matter how tight you put it or how loose it is, almost stays the same. But you guys must experience this on the braid, how direct it is. And immediately you start worrying because there's no stretch. I quickly made a knot because I just got bitten off on the previous cast, and I made a knot maybe too quick. And you always wonder how hard can you pull it. Now that's another thing with fishing with braid, is you cannot drop the rod. You have to keep it high for the lip. The braid under this tension touches the sand, and there's any shell or muscle or anything that will cut it off. Read the writing. Dawa. Feel how warm the spool is. You're going.
Looks like we've got another raggy bite here. One thing about a raggy, always plays around with you before he actually swallows the bait. So your heart always sits in your throat.
How's that?
Double up!
Double up! Yo, mine's in the back lip.
I feel for you.
Oh, and it's still going.
You little bugger.
Got quite a bit of line to get back. The braid's very thin. So, sure, if I have to guess, that's a good 300 meters. Working meter by meter. Now, I'm so happy that I actually put this reel on this morning, because this is the best chance I'm going to have to land this fish. You don't get it better than this. This with the drag, this smooth. Got 48-pound gator braid on. I'm using a Dawa tournament rod, an import. They're not available in South Africa. Just to test it and see how it operates with the braid and the spinning reel. And so far, I'm very impressed. The casting, and as well as that backbone, it's got a soft enough tip to give way for the braid. But it's still got the backbone so you can move the fish.
Burnt off or line parted or something. There's a whole lot of braid in the water here. Oh, this is Andre's old trace they got swam into. Unfortunate.
We're quite far from the lip. So I'm about 100 meters from the lip. I think he just got close to it, smelled it and turned. Yeah, it's not giving up this fish, not easy. Okay, now at the stage where I get 4 meters in, it takes 10. Oh! Now that's part of fishing. But there's still nothing enjoyable about losing a fish after such a long fight. Had it over the lip. Andrew saw the tail, so it was this side already in the surf. Very long surf. I kept the pressure constant, didn't try and pull harder. And something just went on it. Hook popped out by the looks of it. The hook actually tore out. Now, I still need to be convinced, and I'm being honest, about the circle hooks. I think think we had our chances. Josh at least landed a reggie, but we've lost a couple of fish here. Odds against us. And now the tide's pushed us off so that we can't get a bait in the back there. Maybe we're going to move and see if we can find something somewhere else. It's a very big surge here as well, which makes it very difficult to keep your bait in one place. Just another perfect day on the beaches of South Africa. We're here in Jeffreys Bay on Ashton Bay side, right in front of the Sekui River. Now, the reason we came here today, the water is clean. However, they opened the mouth last night, which is always a good thing if you want to get some fish, because there's a lot of prawns, mullet, everything that washes into the sea lures in a whole bunch of other fish to come into the area. Now, this westerly started yesterday afternoon and already the water is crystal clear. But it's pushed the colder water now closer to this side because it comes from St. Francis direction. So all the colder water is moving this way. And you can feel the water is definitely 18, bordering on 17 degrees. It's much cooler. Spoke to Theo Herbst, Protea angler. He owns the tackle store at the mall in Jeffreys Bay, TJ Tackle. And he told us about the mouth that's being opened, that we must come and have a look here. Get your bait over the lip. The tide's just started pushing now. Caroline's going to play around in the foam here, not play around, but she's going to fish in the foam here. Let's not say she plays. And see if there's maybe a cob in the foam there, or where it puffs a bit of sand. It's not a bad spot to throw a nice blob bait or something for a cob. I'm using a 7.0 hook with a 90-pound bite, which means putting nylon-coated cable of about 20 centimeters, and that's for those smaller bronzies and greys. If they had to pick you up, they'll certainly bite you off if you're fishing mono. The sea doesn't look very strong, so I'm going to definitely use a cone. And the reason I use a cone sinker is to wash it around a bit. It washes it into little gullies or structure underwater, which you can't even see with the naked eye if the sea is this flat. We've got some bait here, some fresh bait. We've got mackerel, we've got chokka, we've got some yellowtail, we've got some prawn. So you can really do combination baits. A good combination bait that can probably catch you most of the species in this area would be to use a chokka with sardine. You can even add a bit of prawn, but I think I'm going to start with a mackerel bait, specifically looking for either greys, bronzies, or a diamond in the area. The wind's getting stronger and stronger. Might not be pleasant in the next couple of hours, but if you've got a bait in the water right in the end, it becomes pleasant quite quick. Now this is a product Mustad's got out, which is a little sinker clip. When you use the cone sinkers and you still want to clip it for long distance casting, you're going to connect your line to there. This I'm going to hook around the sinker, so you'll push it through the eye there. Squeeze it on. Now you've got a casting clip on your cone sinker, and then you just attach your line onto that. Secure your bait and your foam. Smaller fish picking on your bait, if you use latex cotton, it takes your base off very quickly. So I did the base, and then this piece of mackerel I did with the more cotton type, and then for shaping I'll now start using the latex, because it just really shapes the bait much better because of the stretch in it. It pulls it all nicely together. Now I've got a nice base, which I'm going to add a bit of fillet on the outside, just with the latex, to make it a bit more bulky. And then if those fish come and peck on it, we'll just take those outside fillets off quickly, leave the smell, and there's enough for a bigger fish to grab it. Now spend a little bit more time with your first bait, especially when the water is clean like this, because you don't know if there's fish. So
we're a couple of anglers, you want your bait to get the first bite, so make sure you spend the time to make it look nice, and maybe that gets the first bite. Once you find out if there's fish and there's a couple around, then it becomes easy. You just eventually you slap a bait together so quickly, try and get it fairly presentable, but get it in the waters more importantly. And that's what I was referring to. You clip it now, cast much further. That's the whole idea. Alright, we've tried a couple of baits here. Got most of them got picked off by smaller fish. Water is very clean, very cold. I think the wind has pushed all this nice water that came out of the river to the other side, so we made a bit of a wrong call coming this side. We're going to drive down and look for some other spots, maybe down to Cobble Yos, and see if we can get some better water to get a fish in. Okay, we're here on Cobble Yos. The water is nice and cool. The guys got some fish here this morning, so it was actually a better option to come to. We're going to have a couple of throws, tidies pushing, see if we can get over this bank. The wind might help us a little bit. The westerly is blowing. Now, it was 3 days of east until yesterday afternoon, which cooled the water down. But as soon as this west starts, it cleans it up. So we'll see if we can get something to take the bait.
Just over the lip in front, and yeah, I'm stuck into something, not quite sure what it is yet, but it's giving me a bit of stick, so looks like a fair size fish. Little sandy, little proper blobbait. The outfit I'm using today is the Poseidon Ultra Light, and then I've got my little saltfish. The Poseidon Ultra Light I've had almost 3 years now, and that's the one outfit that I can cast comfortably. It hasn't failed me once. Okay. Go. Beautiful little fish, quite distinctive markings on it. Obviously, you know that we get the bigger brother of this one we get in the North Coast, the Hotel. And then they actually put up quite a decent fight. This one actually gave me some hassles as well in the light tackle, but disaster. Let's get this baby back in the water. Got picked up. Another one of those sand sharks, but I think with the water being so cold, it can give you a bit of stick. It's actually quite a good fight. Little chocolate blobbait. Okay, well, like you can see, it's extremely windy this afternoon, but what I'm using is my Poseidon Ultra Light. I've had this out for quite a while, and my salt is 4,000 so I'm getting to the fish. And it's a comfortable outfit for me as well. So it's got some gator braid on. This specs is another sandy. Wasn't long, I put a whole chocolate head out. And this guy picked me up. It's very cold here on the beach. And it's very difficult to feel the bite. This big westerly blowing. There's fish in the water that need to get caught. Tiny little thing. Yeah, sand shark. What place? Sand shark. Sand shark. Spectators on the beach this afternoon. It's quite interesting to see how people react, and especially when you put back fish in the water. And I think it's a good thing that everyone out there knows that if we do conserve our resources, that we will have fish to fish for in the future.
So it didn't go quite as we planned this afternoon, but we'll be back tomorrow, maybe even go to Gamtoos with the sea being so flat and have a look for some, if we can get some of those bigger bronzies. I'm just waiting for Andrew, always waiting for Andrew.
They put in sand in